Cause when that trumpet sound, boy, you don't wanna miss out. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in the Lord or you out, the Lord. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in the Lord or you out.
Clear. Here, so go in the other room.
Me.
Trey.
Name is Trey.
Oh no. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a busy shalom.
It's a busy shalom, hey, bro.
Yeah. How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good like a Hebrew should, Aki. How you feeling?
Feeling delight like an Israelite.
Oh, praise the Most High.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But should we say welcome back to these Babylon streets, back to Shabbat Shalom. All praise the Most High. Yahuwah's only begotten Son. Should we finna get off into this study, to this gathering? We thank y'all for tuning in with us via the airwaves, via the internet. Shalom to the 12 tribes. Aki got some current events going on with some of these crooked pastors.
Yeah, man. Boy, they call him Pam for his abbreviation. Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell. We know we don't mess with no swine around here. And talked about the Messiah is not black. You know what he say? He said black people and white. I'll just let you play. I'll let it come from the horse's mouth.
Jesus was not a black man. I don't care what false doctrine. I don't care about no Hebrew Israelite. We know that Jesus was not a black man. We know that Jesus was not a black man. Jesus was not a black man. I saw this well-known preacher on Easter.
All right, man. Hold up. Because you said it to me, but I don't remember this.
Yeah.
All right, man. Look, stop.
Hold on. Computer doing something. Maybe starting to eat.
So this brother is located out of where?
He out of Georgia now.
He out of Georgia.
But he's from Queens.
Okay.
He's from Queens.
He's from Queens. Okay. So, first and foremost, what kills me is why is it that it's always that he's not a black man? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it about being black? Because the whole thing is it's an attack against black. You know what I'm saying? They put black on us, even though we the same color as other nations.
Yeah.
It could be an Indian man in the room, your pigment, y'all might look different though, like facial wise or like phenotype, but skin wise, we are melanated.
Mm-hmm.
But when they say black, they talking about so-called descendants of Africa, right? African American or Afro, whatever. They talking about it's got Afro. So, but why is it like an issue with black, but they won't say nothing against like melanated? Like, because we know he was a melanated person. They can't deny that. They don't want him to be you though.
Yeah.
They don't want him to be you. Mm-hmm. So what's he saying? Was he a white man? Let's see what
he say.
Let's go
ahead and get that Revelations 1.
All right.
On standby. Get that Revelations 1 on standby.
The Sunday was saying he was preaching that Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, the death, burial, and resurrection that they preach about was all about.
We know that Easter Sunday doctrine is a lie too, because you can't get 3 days from Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So somebody can't count. I know I was in a resource class, slow class, and I know it said 3 days and 3 nights, but we know that's a lie.
the persecution of a black man, and that how Jesus was a black man, and that his evidence that Jesus was a black man was because he didn't get a fair trial by the Roman government, and that he used that, begin to manipulate the black men in the room and start declaring no weapon formed against the black men will prosper, and no legal weapon will formed against the black men will prosper, and all of this Marxist, fascist nonsense that he was spewing from the pulpit. And I was watching as men stood up in the room and they're shedding tears over this nonsense, and my heart is broken because I'm thinking, man, what you're hearing right now in this moment is not even consistent with the word of God. I know some of you got him hanging on your wall, a black man with locks, but Jesus was not a black man. We know from history and we know from the word of God that Jesus was an ethnic Jew, and he was born into a family.
Let's pause it right there. Jesus was not a black man, he was an ethnic Jew. So I think with his plan, with this church, with this mega church, is that he believes that folks is there now is the people, right? So look at Revelations 2:9.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that Revelations 1 and 13.
I got this Revelations chapter 1 and 13, and it reads, and in the midst of the 7 menorahs or candlesticks, one like unto the son of Adam, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the chest with a golden belt. His head and hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
So what that sound like?
Well, we could dig into it.
Let's go.
So he said he was standing in the middle of the candlesticks, right? It said in the midst of the menorah, one like unto the son of Adam. So one that is likened unto the son of Adam. So he resembled likened unto men, like, right?
Mm-hmm.
A son of Adam, the son of Adam being the first man, or Adam being mankind, but the first mankind, when we break this Adam word down, the root word is dam, like red. And we know that the dirt or the clay is a color red. Like this Caucasian white skin is not natural. The first natural skin would be melanated because it was made from the melanated dirt. What color is the dirt? And the deeper down you go, the
black it is.
So that's one. Then it said, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the chest with a golden belt. His head and hairs were white like wool. I want to look at something.
What you say, bro?
So I want to try to find something right quick. One thing about this word wool is, one thing about words is they change meaning over time. Like it might have originated meaning something, but later on gets accepted to mean something else. You know what I'm saying? So one thing about wool is at one point in time it's called colloquialism, and colloquialism is when people use words like that they're used to. We'll use our own words like how you what?
Yeah.
Here, that's normal for us. What, bro?
You go somewhere else. That could be what's up?
Well, yeah,
what you talking about?
It might be some beef. Yeah. But here, that's just our way of talking. So it's like that's how the colloquialism works. So in the colloquialism of the time frame of like the 1611 and things of that nature, hair like wool, right, would be known for Negro hair. Wool means the hair of Negroes. Let me try to see if I could get you to pull this up. I'm let me see. Hey, look up this on Google, Ak.
What you got, bro?
If you look up wool definition Negro hair. Wool definition Negro hair. It says the term Negro hair was historically used to describe afro textured hair with a tightly coiled structure that resembles wool. Is that pulling up for you? Often as a dehumanizing and racially charged term, while it is now understood that this term carries negative historical baggage, the physical characteristics of this hair type are naturally coily, thick, and textured. Woolly hair can also refer to rare congenital condition. Did I pull up?
Yeah, on Wikipedia.
Just on Google. It might be. Yeah. Matter of fact, on Wikipedia, it's just kind of telling you and really speaking on it like that. But I actually have a dictionary from like the 1800s that actually has wool defined as that.
Mm.
So like this is literally the old definition of wool literally says hair of Negroes and different animals like alpaca, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that's another hit.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have also on etymology online dictionary. It says Middle English wool. This is where wool comes from Old English wool. Fine soft hair which forms the coat of sheep and lambs. From Proto-Germanic woolno. It's just going into that. Greek wool, Latin wool, fleece, Old Church Slavic. So it says historically the most important material for clothing and cold temperature in the lands extended to the hair of certain other animals in reference to short, crisp, curly, kinky hair on the heads of some persons by 1690. On some persons, I know Negroes definitely are some persons with that type of hair.
Yeah.
The figurative expression pull the wool over someone's eyes. Okay, that's something different. So you know, I don't have the source to show you off top the actual definition out of it, but I literally physically have 1800 dictionary and it tells you wool is the kinky hair of Negroes. We see all this. And then as we keep going out,
Mm-hmm.
in verse 15, it talk about his feet. It talk about his feet like unto fine brass, as if they had burned in the furnace. Can you Google a picture of burnished brass? It says burn in a furnace. So how would you look at that? Burnished brass?
Put burn.
Burn brass.
Let's see what they're talking about.
Burn brass color.
Yeah. Just type in burn brass and it'll give you a biblical context where we just reading that right now.
So burn brass can refer to the descriptive symbolic language of a Bible as durable and warm finish applied to metal or a specific decorative container, such as those offered by Global Views in biblical context. It describes the feet of the Messiah as fine brass heated in a furnace, symbolizing judgment, refinement, or a powerful, refined authority in finishes and products. Burn brass can describe a dark or antique looking effect achieved through heating or chemical process. So one thing we gotta look at is the attempt. We gotta look at the attempt for them to throw you left right here in this definition. Because if you look at it, anytime it does, so let's just think about this. When it comes to the son's feet, when it comes to the son, it's not about ethnicity. It's not about skin tone. It's about judgment. It's about authority. It's about where you see that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a finished product, oh yeah, that's common sense. It can be described as dark or antique looking effect achieved through heating chemicals. So you see how they try to trick like this. When we talk about the Bible, we talk about spiritual things. They want to put you in a spiritual mindset. We talk about keeping the law. We're talking about spiritually. So how do you do that if you don't do it physically? So a spiritual, even if it happens in spiritual, it have a physical connection because in earth as it is in heaven, right? So spiritual world, heaven, earth, the physical world, but thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So even in the spiritual, things is happening in the physical. So if he talking about burnt brass for the feet of the Messiah, man, that's just what it is. That's what color they are.
Look at the TV. Look.
Exactly. That's burnt brass.
Yeah.
That's burnt brass.
So
that's how I look at it. When I was down there in Atlanta in that hot sun.
Boy, it was hot.
It was hot. I came back a couple of shades dark.
Boy. Real.
So, we just not going to play the game, right? Also, in the book of Daniel, at chapter 7, in the book of 7 and 9, we just want to give you some precepts because what's that preacher name that was saying that stuff?
Anthony Mitchell.
Anthony Mitchell, he's freely spewing this stuff out, and then they like to say, I don't care about no Hebrew Israelite. Well, I don't care about no damn Christian.
Right. He said Daniel 9.
7 and 9. Like, and they wanna shoot these shots just like the Drewski dude, it was funny, whatever, but they want to shoot the shots at you. But like we in the truth over here though, like you're not mocking us. And I don't agree with every camp or every organization, but at least they is pushing towards, hey, look, the truth pushing towards more form of the truth than you are. Like you have this information at your fingertips too. These pastors have strong concordances. We're all using the same sources, but they're looking past it, acting as if they don't have to get you back to the ancient path. Like that's what's going on. So like, don't think like we came into some information that is not accessible to other people. We got the same access to the same information. The same pastor that's up there in front of you telling you what word come from in the Greek, they using the same sources. So they just dumbing it down for y'all because they know it don't take that much to have a Sunday service.
What he basically do, he run around doing all type of acrobatics. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And wearing all black. Assembly, his church is all black. Black walls, black seats, black everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The only white is a little bit of white that's on stage with the lights. Huh? And I found out why he wore black now.
Why he wear black?
because he went to Israel. He felt like his old man had died. So he basically says it's an everyday funeral for him.
That's stupid.
That's what he said, huh?
That's dumb. So,
I think that was his initiation into this that brotherhood with the mega churches and whatnot. So, you know, or with the Mason,
yeah.
Freemason,
Some type of initiation to
Yeah.
now you can do your big one.
yeah.
You know, now we starting to hear about you. You probably been out here. We just never
I ain't hear about
Never
it
heard-
this year.
till this year. You probably was really preaching. Let's just keep going.
Yo,
We in the book of Daniel 7 and 9. Just to show you, because you say, oh, that's New Testament. Because some people got a problem with New Testament.
yeah, they got problems with that.
Well, this is in the Old Testament. This is in
Uh-oh.
the book of Daniel, chapter 7, at verse 9. And it reads, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair on his head like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. So once again, he said, whose garment is white as snow, and the hairs of his head like the pure wool. So at one point in Revelations, it said it was like his head and hairs was like wool, white like wool. And so now we see the pure here in Daniel is like pure wool. So we know that the pure and the white is talking about the color, right? He's got a whole head full of white. He's got an orrery head. He's Ancient of Days, very wise, because the white or the gray hairs represent wisdom. So he's very wise. And his head, his hair, so his beard and his head, right? Got curly hair, woolly hair like a fro. So wool is the texture. So that, like we said, that's Negro texture hair. So he has Negro texture woolly hair. That is confirmed in Revelations and Daniel. As we go to Daniel chapter 10, let's go over to Daniel chapter 10 and 6. 10 and 6. Let's start at 5. 10 and 5. It says, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, so that is a type of gem. The beryl's like a goldish, yellowish, greenish type gem. So when he's saying this, it's kind of like he's looking through a holographic prism type. He's looking at his body, it's kind of like transparent. That's how his body is. And his face as the appearance of lightning, shining like Moses when he came down off the mountain. So he's got this glowing, shining presence, and he's got hair like wool. So his whole head is he's Super Saiyan 3 status. He's glowing. He's bright. That's where they get this stuff from. It says that his eyes as lamps of fire. All right, now let's look at his arms. See, they didn't tell you about his arms at first in Revelations. It didn't tell you about his arms. It just told you about his feet. But here in Daniel, which spoke about it way before Yehukanan spoke about it, right? It said in his arms and his feet, like in color to polished brass. So his arms and his feet. And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. So we got these witnesses within the scriptures that are attesting to the phenotype, to the complexion, and we got plenty of information about his heritage to show you that the Mashiach is in fact a so-called black man. So, you know, we just have to run you down like that right quick because that's the truth. Because what they putting out before you is not the truth. So, like, if you want to look at the scriptures and you want to say, oh, wait a minute. Okay, his arms and his feet in color to polished brass, which has nothing to do with symbolic language used in the Bible as they tried to give you for you know, as the Google search when it comes to Jesus. Oh, they say it's about symbolism and judgment and nah. Here in Daniel, it said the color. It said feet like in color to. It said his arms and his feet like into color to polished brass. We're talking about the color, y'all. The color of his skin, the texture of his hair. He's a black man. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Had to just tear that one down right quick.
Bye bye.
Next.
Yo.
Next. Tearing down false doctrine. Tearing down false doctrines. Favorite thing to do. Favorite pastime. Yeah.
We ain't gonna play these other current events, but I'll just mention them.
All right.
Donald Trump with the test fires of the missiles. He started doing that, and this one's basically saying Vladimir Putin up there in Russia. It said if America gonna do it, we gonna do it too. We ain't gonna be the only ones out here not being prepared. And so if America is gonna start test flying these missiles, we're gonna get on board and do it too because Trump broke the agreement.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What's a missile?
A bomb, a rocket.
They use it for wars. Like
another current event that is starting to make waves is a powerful fentanyl drug. It's powerful than the one that's currently out right now. It's called purple fentanyl. And they're taking a back patch for back pain, and somehow they're getting the ingredients off of that, because that's an over-the-counter drug, the back heads or whatever. And they're mixing it with that fentanyl, making it more potent, that if someone was to ingest it on purpose or accidentally, the Narcan will not work for them. So you're basically gonna die. They got some other colors or whatnot, but they're basically saying it's like 10 times stronger than what it is now, and what's out here now is pretty damn strong too. The last one is basically a federal judge in Portland told Donald Trump he ain't sending no troops there, and he better not violate. Basically, the judge is putting a protective order. I think it's putting a protective order against Trump plan or whatever for the troops. So, y'all stay look out. It's getting very messy out here in these streets in Babylon. Of course, wars and rumors of war is always the topic. So that's all I got, bro.
Oh, praises. All right, y'all. So, as you see, a whole lot of stuff going on as usual. It's always somebody trying to direct your attention away from the truth. We know the president is here for a purpose, though. Because I know it's like a lot of folks is like, when you're in the world or you're in carnality or you're in religion, it's like all you hear people talk about is the government, Trump, and what they need to do, like, you really think these people is for you?
Right.
Like, y'all still on that? Like, y'all are so lost. Like, the older generation, I say, like, wow, what is it, the baby boomers? Like, what? Like, y'all went astray because y'all really believe in the system. Like, we don't believe in the system. We ain't them ones. Like, we seen, like from our perspective, I've seen it decline. I've seen what it was when it was you know, even with Christianity and things like that, when folks was really more so honoring the spiritual part of the Ruach in the book, even in ignorance,
Yeah.
it was still a better family structure. It was more of a community. We was able to do things like Tulsa and have Black Wall Street. We was able to do things like that when we had that more unified spirit and that more strict spirit of we're going to adhere to this word, even at the limited knowledge of the word that we had at that time, right? Things worked better, and we can just see that from statistics. We can just see that from, you know, just run the numbers, look at the statistics, look just, and if you feel it, you could feel the difference. You know what I'm saying? You can feel the difference of today and then of how just hard it is to maintain.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's been a shift, but you know, y'all, you know, for the baby boomers and the folks that came before us, like y'all really kind of dropped the ball on buying into the system and not showing us how to create our own system or turn back to the opposite system, a system that works for us, you know. And so now we're on the cusp of breaking away in the middle of a reset to where it's a great wealth transfer happening. So it's a lot going on at in this hour. And as we see, it's still gonna be enemies emerge of the Mashiach, right? We're fighting an age-long battle. Everything we doing now, we doing the same thing they was doing back then. We just got cameras on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We got more distractions.
We got more distractions, and we got more ways to get it out there. They might have had to put a dub,
Yeah.
send a text message like that. We just send it straight to your phone. But it's the same thing. They was sending messages to each other. They was correcting each other. Somebody got out of line. It's the same. They don't believe this. They don't believe that. It's the same fight we fighting today, but somebody got to fight it.
Right.
And somebody has to prevail, and that is going to be the Most High. So as we talk about the order, and we talk about the order in the Shamayim down here on the earth, you know, y'all are following these leaders because you believe they're part of the order. Let's help you out with that and see what the real order is and who's really in the way. So, as we was reading, you know, last week, I believe we touched on a few things. I know it was in a few books. I know we spoke on casting people away from the group or the assembly when they no longer are adhering to the regulations, right? We have to excommunicate ourselves from the wickedness. From the wickedness. Let's real quick, man. Psalms 1. Psalms 1. And it reads, it says, blessed or Baruch. It says, let's see what it says. I want to see what the real word is. It say Asar, so Ashar, so like happy. So this word blessed is actually Ashri. So Ashri, so like happy, like Asher, which means to be happy. So it says happy is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. So they have that word blessed there, but it's not the word we usually see, which is Baruch or Barak. It's Ashri, which means happy. So happy is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. So if you're not walking with the ungodly or with the sinners, you're gonna be happy. It says, nor standeth in the way of the sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahuwah, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. So for those who delight in the law, in the regulations, and in the boundaries of Yahuwah, happy is that person, and that person's gonna meditate on the law day and night. So a lot of folks go into meditation, but what do they say? They say, "Oh, I get to a place where I just empty everything out. I empty my whole mind, and I'm open So that's not meditating on the word day and night. That's opening yourself up to any type of invasive spirit.
Yeah.
So now you've invited some spirit in, and now you're full of the spirit, but we don't know which one. He said, protect your mind, meditate on his law day and night. And if you do this, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. What's the benefit of a tree planted by rivers of water? The tree has roots that go down into the ground. So if it's by a river of water, guess what? His roots will be forever nourished. That bringeth forth his fruit in his season. He's operating in correct functionality. That's what it means to be told or to be good. You know, it says it says evening and morning were day one, and it was good. Evening and morning were day two, and it was good. So to be good or to be tube is to be functioning. So to bring forth fruit in your season, that is good. That's what we should be doing. At a certain season, you should be bringing forth certain fruit. That's what these feast days is all about. That's why it's like, oh, you're going to bring this type of offering. Because around this time of the year, it should be this crop coming up, and it should be fruitful. What it does when it shows you, when you're able to bring that offering or that tithe for that crop, it shows you've been a good steward with your time and resources during that allotted time, because we know the harvest don't just grow without watering, without pruning, without whatever. So that took work in the field to get to this harvest. You see what I'm saying? So at that time, I should be able to bring forth fruit when it's the proper time at that proper season. It says at verse 4, the ungodly are not so. So the ungodly, the wicked, they're not like that. They won't have anything to bring forth at that season, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. The chaff is what they burn up that don't make it, right? It's all the bad impurities and everything out of the harvest that is nothing. So they're going to burn that up, throw it up in the air, and it's just going to blow away. That's how the ungodly are. That's how the sinners are. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. It won't be no sinners in this congregation. And in judgment, like, you don't have a chance. You might as well hang it up. If you are ungodly, and keep in mind, folks is out here bragging on their sins. You know what I'm saying? Like, folks will sit up here and brag on their sins, and then think they say the one of heaven got to get up. It say, for Yahuwah knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. So if you is not righteous, then you're gonna perish. So you can make fun of righteous music, you can make fun of the righteous movement, make fun of the righteous lifestyle. If you are scoffing at the righteous, then you just basically should know that you're gonna perish and burn in eternal damnation. So everybody's choosing their side. You know, do you want to be a big man down here in carnality and lose in spirituality? Or do you want to be humble and let the Most High have what he have for you down here in carnality, but be really storing your treasures up in spirituality? So, you know, as we see right here in Psalms, he said, the man that walk in the counsel of the ungodly, man, or he said, happy is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, or standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth at the seat of scorners. He said, that's who's blessed. Now we looked at the city of Babel last week, right? And we saw that Yahuwah is not the author of confusion, but there's a place of confusion Yahuwah has reserved for you if you choose not to operate in his statutes. So Yahuwah didn't put you in confusion from jump, but he put us all on the same playing field to where we all had understanding. Everybody in Babel, in Shinar at the time. Let's go to you got Jubilees, Aki.
What is it?
Another lost book.
Let's look at a couple of things.
What chapter, bro?
Let's go to chapter 10. All right. We're gonna go to the book of was you ever find it?
Yeah.
Does it start like this in chapter 10 at verse 13?
Go ahead.
It says, and Noah wrote down all these things in a book, in a sefer. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, we in the book of Jubilees, chapter 10 at verse 13. This is the book of Jubilees, chapter 10 at verse 13, and it reads, and Noah wrote down all things in a sefer, which is a book or some type of recording, as we instructed him concerning every kind of medicine. Thus the evil ruach, so the evil ruach is evil spirits. The evil spirits were precluded from hurting the sons of Noah. All right, so there was evil spirits in the time of Noah because there was fallen angels. So the fallen angels came down and slept with the women. Right? Now the women gave birth to children who end up becoming Nephilim. Now the Nephilim, if they perish, they become evil spirits, and we'll show you that here in a minute. But this is what Noah was fighting, right? And they had to have herbs. It says, and he gave all that he had written to Shem, his eldest son, for he loved him exceedingly above all his sons. And Noah slept with his fathers and was buried on Mount Lubar in the land of Ararat. 950 years he completed in his life, 19 jubilees and 2 weeks and 5 years. And in his life on earth, he excelled the children of men, save or except Enoch, because of the righteousness wherein he was perfect. For Hanok's office was ordained for a testimony to the generations of the world. So his whole purpose was to show you as a testimony where you can get when you follow the Most High. It says, so that he should recount all the deeds of generation unto generation till the day of judgment. So that was Enoch's purpose. It says, and in 3 and 13 Jubilee, in the first year of the second week, Peleg took to himself a woman whose name was Loma, the daughter of Sinar, and she bore him a son in the fourth year of this week, and he called his name Reu, for he said, behold, the children of men have become evil through the wicked purpose of building for themselves a city and a tower in the land of Shinar. So this word Shinar right here in history, like just regular history, right? This location is going to be called Sumer. And Sumer is in the Mesopotamian area. It is the area, as they're going to call Babylon or Iraq. This is where we're talking about. It say, for they departed from the land of Ararat eastward to Shinar. For in his day they built the city and the tower, saying, Go to, let us ascend thereby into heaven, Shamayim. So we're talking about the Tower of Babel again, right? And they began to build, and in the 4th week they made brick with fire, and bricks served them for stone, and the clay with which they cemented them together was asphalt, which comes out of the sea and out of the fountains of the water in the land of Shinar. And they built it 40 years were they building it. Its breadth was 203 bricks, and the height of a brick was the third of one. Its height amounted to 5,433 cubits and 2 palms. And the extent of one wall was 13 staves, and of the other 30 staves. And Yahuwah Elohim said unto us, Behold, they are of one people, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be withheld from them. Go to, let us go down and confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech, and they may be dispersed into cities and nations, and one purpose will no longer abide with them till the day of judgment. And Yahuwah descended, and we descended with him to the city and the tower which the children of man had built. And he confounded their language, and they no longer understood one another's speech. And they ceased then to build the city and the tower. For this reason is the whole land of Shinar called Babel, because Yahuwah did there confound all the language of the children of men, and from thence they were dispersed into their cities, each according to his language and his nation. So this is the origin of Babylon. This is the origin of Babylon. It started off as Sumer or Shinar in the Hebrew, and now we know it as Babylon because it's of confusion. And this was done because of all the evil that has come into the earth during the days of Noah. Now let's real quick, let's see what Genesis, let's see Genesis 10 right quick. Let's go back. Let's see what 10 says. Maybe I don't want 10, maybe I don't want. Let's go 6. Let's just get straight to 6. So Genesis 6. We're talking about the days of Noah. All right, I'm in Genesis 6 and 1. Genesis 6 and 1. And it reads, And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. They took them wives of all which they chose. And Yahuwah said, My Ruach shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth those days. All right, so now we got to look at that. Because there was giants in the earth in those days, but the thing is that word for giants is Nephilim. Nephilim, and they call them giants. And it breaks it down and says, so all the ancient virgins and Chaldean giant in the sky. Word is uncertain. So it just goes, it says great, large in body, but this is incorrect, for it means excellent, noble, skillful. I prefer with Hebrew interpreters falling on, attacking. So it is so basically they're just breaking down the word. They're saying Nephilim. They got to translate it as giant. The thing really probably to look at more so than the size is their influence, and they were very violent. And they probably varied in size. The book of Enoch, it goes into how big some of them got. But regardless, these men became mighty men. I think it's about to tell us. Let's just keep reading. It reads, it says that Elohim saw, this is verse 5, Elohim saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented Yahuwah that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. So Yahuwah has made man perfect, but all these other entities that are disobeying Yahuwah have tainted and contaminated mankind. It says, and Yahuwah said, I will destroy man who I have created off the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping thing and fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eye of Yahuwah. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with Elohim. And then it goes down into the generations. So we see that there was giants in the earth in those days. And in verse 13, Elohim said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is full with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. So he said all flesh. So some of this flesh walking around is Nephilim. It says, make thee an ark of gopher wood, room shalt thou make in the ark, shall pitch it within and without with pitch. All right, and we know we're getting ready for the rain to come and the flood. All right, let's jump down. I think that's cool right there. So we're just giving you a little backdrop of where this evil Ruach oath came from. Let's go to the book of Enoch. I want to say chapter 15. Enoch, maybe chapter 15. Yeah.
Nah, come on over there.
We're gonna go to 14 real quick. I'm gonna start at 14 and 20.
Hold on, bro.
I'm gonna start at 7. Go to chapter 7.
Enoch 7.
Enoch 7, yup.
Let me see if they'll get me this. I think I'm stopping at 5 on here.
Stopping at 5.
Yeah. With the table of contents.
Well, it's all good.
We'll
Alrighty. Here we go. This is the book of Enoch, chapter 7 at 1. And it reads, it happened after the sons of men had multiplied in those days that daughters were born to them elegant and beautiful. So we're going back into the same account, right? And we're talking about Enoch, and we're talking about Noah time, and men were multiplying and having women. Now, to the watchers, they were very beautiful. It says, and when the watchers, the sons of heaven, so the angels, the Malachim, beheld them, when they saw them, they became enamored of them, saying to each other, come, let us select for ourselves women from the progeny of men, and let us begot children. They're capable of doing these things, but this is not their purpose. Obviously, they're capable of begotten children. They're capable of, dealing with women, But these women weren't even meant for them.
Right.
This species, we ain't even the same species. It says, then they took women, each choosing for himself, whom they began to approach. This is at verse 10. It says, then they took women, each choosing for himself, whom they began to approach, and with whom they cohabited, teaching them sorcery, incantations, and the dividing of the roots and trees. So the Malakim, they got knowledge from the Shamayim, and they come down here and start dealing with these sisters and start teaching them witchcraft.
Yeah, if you go back maybe a chapter, I believe, they had conspired together, had to conspire with their head honcho of them angels to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And he was against it at first. He said, hey, we can't do this without you.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't fell into that peer pressure. We're gonna go down there and do this, we're gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
But now no one wants to leave them heavenly realms unauthorized, them doors gonna close.
Your key badge been turned off, brother.
Yeah. So it's just to show you that, that corruption,
Mm-hmm.
corruptible mind.
Corrupted. 7 and 11. It says, and the women conceiving brought forth giants. See, the giants wasn't the fallen angels. The giants is what was conceived from the women that they gave birth to. And they bore to them 3 races first. The great giants, the giants brought forth the Nephilim, and the Nephilim brought forth the Eliod. And they existed, increasing in power according to their greatness, whose stature was each 300 cubits. Now that's big, boy.
Yeah, because I remember doing this back in the day.
Okay.
Let me see.
300 cubits. Cubit about arm span, isn't it? Woo!
What'd you think?
A cubit, what, about a 4 arm span?
I don't know.
How big is a cubit?
It was 450 feet.
50 feet.
So if you remember, if you go to the ride in the amusement park with the when they put you on they zip you up
Mm-hmm.
and you facing the ground.
Well, the drop on
Not the drop, but it's like a big old swing. You fly like that. That's 200 feet. That's rare. So another one of them. It don't look high from looking on the ground till you get up there. I'm 200 feet.
Yeah, so a cubit is based on the length of a forearm elbow to the middle of fingerprint. So about that. So they said
That's a lot of forearms and elbows.
300 of them. They said that's about 18 inches. So yeah, that's more than a foot. So
Yeah,
that many feet up.
or some other countries they would say 137 meters.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But here in America, it's 450 feet.
Yeah.
That's
huge. That's huge.
I don't know if you be seeing them games that be popping up on your phone now where that one person with the guns be shooting.
I go side.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then you see some of them be having them big old giants in the mix of the game.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. You gotta run to the left, get your weapon upgrade. You gotta go get a ×2. You get a couple more people to help you out.
Yeah, ain't nothing new under the sun.
Even on these games.
Even on the game.
And them giants, man, them the big bosses.
Yeah.
So you done made it to a big boss. So you had nothing but big bosses running around. I mean, imagine the time of Noah. Right? Yeah, it was violent. I mean, you got these big demon body angel Nephilim offspring running around doing what are they running stuff.
Running everything.
Running stuff. Probably got whole civilizations of people out here just bending to their will. Mm-hmm. Bow down, worship me. Sure, what you gonna
You can go look at 300, the movie 300, with that weird dude look like Goliath.
Oh, yeah, they had that. Yup.
Dude got cut the forearm in his face. The bicep.
Yeah, they were showing, man. And they said it was during them days and after the flood. So we're gonna see how is they after the flood. Because if they drowned everything, how is it after the flood? But let's see. So he said that's how big they were. We in 7 and 12, whose stature was each 300 cubits. These devoured all the labor of men. So here you just planted a vineyard, you didn't work all year for this crop, and then in 30 minutes, you came and just had a good old snack on your whole crop. Until it becomes impossible to feed them. They just eat, they devour. When they turned themselves against men in order to devour them and begin to injure birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish, to eat one another's flesh and to drink their blood, then the earth reproved the unrighteous. So it was so out of hand that the Nephilim, they was just getting greedy, right? They're devils, so they come to kill, steal, and destroy. There's no way we could cohabitate with them. So Yahuwah is watching this, and he's like, man, this thing is destroying my creation. Remember, I made my creation tool. Remember, I made my creation functionable. This is not functionable. So now something got to take place. Right. So now he said, hey man, I gotta destroy this thing. I gotta flood this thing out. Let's go over here to chapter 15. This is Enoch chapter 15. And it reads, it says, then addressing me, he spoke and said, hear neither be afraid, O righteous Enoch. You scribe of righteousness, approach hither and hear my voice. Go say to the watchers of Shamayim, who have sent you. Let me jump down. Let me jump back to 14 and 20. So we in verse 14 and 20 because I want to show you this what Yahuwah says. This is Enoch 14 and 20. It says, to look upon it was impossible. One great in glory sat upon it, whose robe was brighter than the sun and whiter than snow. No angel was capable of penetrating to view the face of him, the glorious and the effulgent, nor could any mortal behold him. A fire was flaming around him. A fire also of great extent continued to rise up before him, so that not one of those who surrounded him was capable of approaching him. Among the myriads of myriads who were before him, to him holy consultation was needed. Yet did not the sanctified who were near him depart far from him either by night or by day, nor were they removed from him. I also was so far advanced with a veil on my face and trembling. Then Yahuwah with his own mouth called me, saying, approach hither, Canok, at my holy word. And he raised me up, making me draw near even to the entrance. My eye was directed to the ground. Verse chapter 15. Then addressing me, he spoke and said, hear neither be afraid, O righteous Canok. You scribe of righteousness, approach hither and hear my voice. Go say to the watchers of Shamayim, who have sent you to pray for them, you ought to pray for men and not men for you. So the watchers kept coming, or the fallen angels, they kept coming to to Enoch, saying, hey man, go talk to the Most High and see if he'll let us back in. We didn't petition it. We didn't, y'all been at work and be like, hey, if everybody sign this petition, we can get extra money on our check. So that's what they're trying. They're like, hey, everybody go around and sign it. No, Enoch, take it to the Father for us.
They go to the person who got the most Jews. Hey, you the hardest worker. Your name on here. They gonna say, yeah,
Oh, holler at him right quick.
He don't put his name on that list. He don't put his name on that list.
Yeah. So he went to him, man. He said, "Hey, man, look, Most High, man, look, they down there like, man, we know we messed up, but you know, maybe you can let us back in. We gonna do better." Hey, look what the Most High said. Most High cold now.
He cold, Joe.
He cold now. Y'all think y'all got game? Most High gonna show you. He said, "Go say to the watchers of Shamayim, who have sent you to pray for them. You ought to pray for men and not men for you." Hey, man, how that feel?
Boy.
Yeah. Because you shot your big one. You said, man, go holler at it. This gonna work. You know, they back there in the cut.
Yeah.
We sit there with Enoch. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I know we messed up, right? Look at the little bastard turning around on the earth.
For another perspective, your children,
Uh-huh.
whole house is broke. So, all right, go ahead, Dad, so we can watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know he may still be mad.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Because if he yell at you, we cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so come on with it, huh?
They be trying, man. You trying the Most High. You know, he's Alpha, so you know,
trying to take a detour.
And one thing about it too is the Father is the Father of us all. He's the Father of them fallen angels too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just like you said, they disobedient children. Look here, it's in verse 2. Wherefore have you forsaken the lofty and set apart Shamayim, which endures forever, and have lain with women, have defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, have taken to yourselves women. They was never supposed to do this. Have acted like the sons of earth. See, these ain't the sons of earth. These was the sons of Elohim. These was the sons of Shamayim. They was born in Shamayim and have begotten giants. So now y'all begotten giants. You being spiritual, set apart, holy, and possessing a life which is eternal, have polluted yourselves with women.
With virgins.
Have begotten in carnal blood, have lusted in the blood of men, and have done as those who are flesh and blood do. These, however, die and perish. Therefore have I given to them women, that they might cohabit with them, that sons might be born of them, and that this might be transacted upon earth. But you from the beginning were made spiritual, possessing a life which is eternal, and not subject to death forever. Therefore I made not women for you. So I didn't make women for you because you don't need women. You live forever.
You live forever. You already had the golden ticket.
But you know, it shows you that people don't appreciate what they don't have to work for.
Yeah.
It just always happens like that.
Always happens.
You know, it could be relationship wise, you know, that man that he got that real solid woman, you know, she the superwoman or whatever, and then he step out on her, or vice versa. The woman, she was the real good guy. It was a movie, Temptation, one Tyler Perry flicks. The lady ended up getting with the high school sweetheart. They went through their whole life. They got married, all that. And then, or they was about to get married, they was together. Then the other guy come in, he's part of he's the CEO, got her on the plane, they taking trips and stuff, you know, they working together, but he like, I'm feeling you. And you know, she got the husband at home, whatever. Man, she didn't went in and stepped out with the CEO dude.
She ended up getting HIV or something?
Yup.
Yeah.
That movie. She ended up getting HIV. And it was just one of them situations where, you know, it was greener on the other side. You know, but this shouldn't be so, right? Once you make them vows, once you say, look, this is what we're going to do, that's what it's supposed to be. But, you know, the hard part is humbling down. That's the hard part with these relationships, whatever. It's about humbling down. You know, like when you see people that was just handed stuff, you got the whole golden ticket. Usually, man, they squander it. But when you got to work for something, man, you cherish that thing. He making us work. He making us work towards his
love.
His love.
Yeah.
He like, you gotta show me something, because love is an action word. You can't just have lip service.
Yeah.
It say, but you from the beginning were made spiritual, possessing a life which is eternal and not subject to death forever. Therefore, I made not women for you, because being spiritual, your dwelling is in Shamayim. Verse 8. Now the giants who have been born of the Ruach, so the giants was born of the spirit and of the flesh, shall be called upon the earth evil Ruach, or evil spirits. Evil Ruach, or evil spirits. And on the earth shall be their habitation. So just listen to what he's saying. Listen to what they're saying. He said, the giants who have been born of the Ruach, the spirit, and of flesh, shall be called upon the earth evil Ruach. It says, so they're called evil Ruach, they're evil spirits, and on the earth shall be their habitation. Evil Ruach, so they're evil, but also evil Ruach shall proceed from their flesh, because they were created from above. So anything they produce is going to be an evil Ruach too. It's going to be an evil spirit. From the holy watchers was their beginning and primary foundation. Right? That's what we've been studying. Evil Ruach shall they be upon the earth. They're going to be upon the earth. And the Ruach of the wicked shall they be called. The habitation of the Ruach of Shamayim shall be in Shamayim. So the habitation of the spirits in heaven, y'all was made in heaven, y'all belong to dwell there. Like Aki said, you got that pass, you can come down as Yahuwah tell you, whatever, but you better be in order. That is your habitation in Shamayim, no. But upon earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial Ruach who are born on earth. So wherever you born at, that's your citizenship into that realm. It says the Ruach of the giants are like Nephilim, which shall oppress, corrupt. So this is the nature of these Ruach, these spirits. This is what they're here to do. They're here to oppress, corrupt, fall, content, and bruise upon earth. That's their purpose. So just like the purpose of a swine is to eat all the doo-doo, and shrimp to eat all the little particles floating around, and crabs to eat the bottom feeders, the purpose of the evil Ruach is to cause contention, corruption, and to be evil. That's their purpose. They shall cause lamentation, crying, weeping. No food. Now check this out. No food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. So they're thirsty. They're hungry. They shall be concealed and shall rise up against the sons of man and against women, for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. So they're going to be released.
For a little season.
For a little season. And it says this at verse 16. Real quick. Okay. I want to
y'all paying attention. Y'all listening?
This is the origin of what, y'all?
Origin.
Evil
Evil and good.
Evil and good spirits. In the Hebrew, we all know the set apart spirit is what? The Ruach. Right. What do we seek though? We seek the Ruach HaKodesh, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the set apart spirit. These are Ruachs, but these are evil Ruachs. We want the set apart. What'd you say?
Ruach of destruction.
Ruach of destruction.
Destruction.
Let's say best way to prove destruction.
To be destroyed.
There's something that destroys you, something that doesn't build you up, like how when I tell y'all to stop making fun of somebody, right? Stop calling your brother or sister out their name, because when you do that, you're defaming them or denaming them to a lower estate than what the Most High already put in them. So by you calling them out a name, calling someone stupid, idiot, ugly, that's not those words is not designed for us, because we're supposed to have a different type of lingo and language. We're supposed to uplift. This is why the scripts say, "Love your brother as yourself." So you have to speak life to your brother and to your sister.
Mhm.
Anything opposite of speaking life to somebody is destruction.
Okay. That's a good word there. Oh, praises. So we're in the book of Matthew, chapter 17.
Matthew 17.
You know,
Got it.
Matthew 17 at about verse 14. Because you see what it said about the evil Ruach oath, right? They don't have nobody to live in. It says, they shall cause lamentation, no food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. They shall be concealed and shall raise up against the sons of men and against women, for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. It says this at chapter 16. It says, and as to the death of the giants, whatsoever their ruach oath depart from their body, let their flesh, that which is perishable, be destroyed before the judgment. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. A destruction shall take place of the watchers and the impious. And now the watchers who have sent you to pray for them, who in the beginning were in heaven, say in heaven have you been secret things, however, have not been manifested to you, yet have you known a reprobated mystery, and this you have related to women in the hearts of your heart, and by that mystery have women and mankind multiply evils upon the earth. Say to them, never therefore shall you obtain peace.
What
So,
chapter you say, bro?
that was Enoch 16. But he said, never therefore shall you obtain peace. So now I'm gonna jump into Matthew 17, because we see that the Malachim that had children with these women, they had eternal spirits. So you made eternal life on earth. But when the body of that entity dies, he has to stay here on this earth. Then it's roaming and it's looking for a vessel. So it said they're gonna get hungry, they're gonna get thirsty, but they don't have nobody to possess. So what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna go jump on one of us.
Mm-hmm. They call it possession. Yeah.
It is possession.
What was it called? Jump. Spirit hopping. Go ahead.
It's kind of like that movie with Denzel Washington. He would touch you, and then the spirit would jump on him.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, that spirit in here, it was Azazel. But yeah, and that's what we're gonna look at. Let's look at a couple of things right quick. Let's go to Matthew 17 and 14. And it reads, and when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man kneeling down to him, saying, Master, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vex. So he said, man, he crazy. For oftentimes he falleth into the fire, and often into the water. Can't take him nowhere. If y'all having a bonfire, man, he gonna fall in that. If y'all at the swimming pool, he'll mess around and drown or die in the lake. Because destruction is on you. The evil Ruach Code, man, like, so that's why it makes sense for y'all to get involved with the Illuminati, with any of these secret societies, sororities, anything like that. They're run by evil Ruach Code. You think you're gonna get ahead in life by selling your soul to the industry of showbiz or whatever, and you say, well, yeah, I know it's frowned upon, or I know it's not, an ideal industry of Yahuwah, but I could get this money and I could do good. I could do good with this money that I get from this ill.
It'll never go the way you want.
Mm-mm.
Because you sold something that you don't physically own.
Yup.
So by you doing that, it's just like I always use this saying, like vampires. Vampires can't enter your house until you give permission.
Mm-hmm.
Vampires can't stay in your house without your permission. So if you remember, what was that vampire TV show?
You had Angel. You had
That was one that was like swamps, like Mississippi.
A movie.
It was a TV show.
No doubt.
But the main character was a guy, and it was in Louisiana. That's where they was at. And the dude named Lafayette.
Mm-hmm.
And so these vampires can't dwell or enter into a temple without your permission. So these people saying they if they do this with their talent that they don't possess, and sign these deals. This is where these spirits is residing at. Look at young boy. That boy possessed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking of. I was just thinking on that.
Look at this music. Look at how these rappers come. They come into the game.
Yeah.
And then look 5 years down the line, if they ain't dead by then. Now he be a gangster, but now he paying his nails. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta better ourselves by keeping involved in this book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't have them type of temptations to where them spirits want to come and reside in this temple or in this vessel.
Nah, Con, I'm in agreement. You had said some things, made me think about some things. So, when you speak about like the vampire stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of this stuff come from the scriptures. I'm convinced of that, right? So the movie just came out not too long ago, Sinners, and it was the same thing, right? That was the whole thing. Hold on, real quick. So like in the movie, is exactly what you said. I couldn't nobody just pull up and come in if there was a vampire. They had to get permission. You know what I'm saying? Look over here at Luke chapter 14. Look at this real quick in Luke 14 and 12.
Okay.
It said, then said he also to them that bade him, when thou makest a dinner or a supper, call not thy friends, nor thy brother, neither thy kinsmen, nor thy rich neighbors, lest they also bid thee again, and a recompense be made thee. But when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and thou shalt be blessed, for they cannot recompense thee, for thou shalt be recompensed at the resurrection of the just. I just thought that was, showing us like, don't be so quick to, just because it's my friend or just because you got recognition in the, you might be well off or recognition in society or whatever. We're not in this walk to really boast each other up. We're not here to puff each other. Hey, you just the truth. You just like, yeah, we give each other credit and props where credit and props is due. But the real purpose is for this reason at verse 13. But when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, and the blind. That's literally what this platform is for. Right? We're not here just to preach to the know-it-alls. And I say that all the time because many of y'all Hebrews, y'all know it all. Hey, good for you. All praise. That's what we want. But for the ones who really want to know, who don't mind taking the time, who needed that little extra push or needed that little nugget to be like, man, hey, I get it. Or I'm like right there. It's a little nugget. So sometimes we just giving you a little nugget and it could go a long way. Jump over here, Matthew 10 and 13. Matthew 10 and 13. I'm going to go up to verse 11. Matthew 10 and 11. We're talking about evil spirits. And like y'all don't understand that there is a physical spiritual side to things. There's the spiritual is actually it's its own physical. It's a real thing. So don't just think the spiritual is just imagination. Spiritual don't mean imagination. It just means it's coded. It means it's coded, right? Or decoded. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like when you go to school for computers and HTML, the websites, you got two sides to it. You got one side where you put your code. So if you was to see it, it would look crazy. It's like just a bunch of numbers and symbols string together. On this side, you got that what we looking at on the computer. Yeah. So they're coding it in coding language, but when you see it, you see your website. That's how it is in life. Behind the scenes is the code, the Most High writing all the code. Boom. So in the cyberspace, in Shamayim, that's where all the code is. The Malakim, all that, they're in code form. When we put it into the browser, now we can see it and we can manipulate it. We're actually down here in the browser. We're in the system. So he said this. This is Matthew chapter 10 at 11. It says, and into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. So he said, you go to a new town, you go look around, say, man, where them Hebrews at? Who's worthy of me kicking it with? Where? Because I'm set apart. I can be with the set apart. You feel me? And when you come into an house, salute it. So you come in, amen, all praise, man, Most High. Shalom, hey, Most High. Guide me into this endeavor. Mm-hmm. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. So, man, you got to pray on that house. Before you step in there with that brother, Most High, is this where you're leading me? It says, and whosoever shall not receive you, okay, nor hear your words when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. So as we go out here and evangelize and preach, teach the people, they don't want to hear it. Hey man, you don't worry about that. Don't take that with you and be like, those people just didn't want to listen. I brought my best scripts out. That don't matter. You just keep pushing. You're only gonna grab a few of them up anyway. It say, verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment for that city. So don't worry about that person. Don't worry about that group of people. If they don't receive you, the Most High gonna deal with them. 2 John 1 and 10. 2 John 1 and 10. The Most High cold.
Cold, Joe.
He cold, Joe. Cold business. 2 John 1 and 10.
No, this is yeah. Oh,
All right, I'm gonna actually start at 9.
my behind. Spell John J-O-N. It took me out.
Just put 2 J-O.
Yeah. Ten.
Yup, 10. 1 and 10. Yup. 2 John 1 and 9 actually.
Okay.
It says, whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Mashiach hath not Elohim. He that abideth in the doctrine of Mashiach, he hath both Father and Son. Verse 10, if there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house. So he's telling you, man, y'all don't believe this, man, you shouldn't even come in here. So the vampires at the door, that's a telltale sign of who's a vampire, because they're going to tell you if they believe in the Son and the Father or not. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house. So that's one commandment. Don't even let him come in your house. Then the other part is neither bid him Elohim speed, which is like good faith. You don't even tell somebody I wish you well that don't believe this thing. Matter of fact, I hope the most unseemly things happen to you until you can get to the point where you understand how severe it is for you to turn back to the Most High. See, that's real love. Real love is I hope you continue to get uncomfortable until you have no choice but to fix yourself. It says, for he that bid him Elohim speed is partaker of his evil deeds. You are housing demons. We gotta look at the severity of it. You are evil because you are housing demons, because you've opened yourself up to demonic energy. Now a demon is possessing you, so everything you have an appetite for, you're feeding that demon's craving. Everything you got a hope to do or ambition to do, you're feeding that demon's ambition. Every entertainment thing you do, every time you turn that song on, you know that this music is garbage. You know that the club ain't the same. So why are you doing it? You're entertaining a demon. You are literally letting the demon he's getting off on you. Just having a time. Using your body, your vehicle, just like you hop in somebody's car. Like, I don't care about this. This ain't my car. I dog this mother. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna hit 120. I ain't never went that fast in my life. I'm gonna hit 100. I don't even care if I crash or not. I'm gonna hop in the next body. That's what's going on with the demon possession. It's one demon, another demon, and let's prove it. Let's prove it. Let me see. I'm gonna go to. Did we hit Matthew 17 yet?
I think we started.
All right, we started. Oh yeah, here we go. Matthew 17 and 14. This is it right here. Yeah. So it reads, and when they were come to the multitude, they came to a certain man kneeling down to him and saying, Master, have mercy on my son, for he's a lunatic and sore vexed, oftentimes falleth into the fire, into the water. And they brought him to the disciples, and they could not cure him. So the disciples could not cure him. Can't take this boy nowhere. Everywhere he goes, he's out to destroy himself, because that's what a demon does. Demons destroy. Hashatan was sent to kill, steal, and destroy. Everything that a fallen angel do or a demon is the attributes of Satan. It said, verse 17, then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless, perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. So Mashiach was able to get him up out of there. The disciples couldn't, but Mashiach could. It says, then came the disciples to Yahushua apart, so to the side, and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief. So, many of us, we can't get to the next level because of our unbelief. We know about the Mashiach, but we got full faith in the Mashiach, right? It's kind of like, that could be your spouse or that could be your child. And it's like, let's say your child about to go do a sporting event or something. You like, that's my son. He got the game winning shot. It'd be that little doubt. He shouldn't have the ball. Mm-hmm. Like, see, man, you got that faith. That's my boy. Yeah. You gotta say, man, that's game. You gotta have that faith that's going in. So it's kind of like that feeling. Like, what kind of feeling is that to have, right? Like, you say you rock with me, but you didn't really think I was gonna make the shot, Dad. You know what I'm saying? So that's how Yahuwah feel. It's kind of like, you say you my child, you say you my servant, but well, how come you lacking this faith you don't think I got the power? I got the power. It says, and Yahushua said unto him, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as the grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit, he said, even so, howbeit, this kind go not out by but prayer and fasting. And that's the key point right there. Why prayer and fasting? Why prayer and fasting? Because with prayer and fasting, you're abstaining, you're not bringing anything in. But prayer, you are bringing something in. You're bringing in the ruach. So by me not putting in any more ailments in my body or anything else that's about to, affect me no way or the other, and just putting in righteous ruach, put the word in. You don't live for bread alone, but every word proceeding out the mouth of Elohim. You're gonna purge that demon out. You're gonna purge that demon out. Matthew 12 and 44. Well, we'll start at 43. Matthew 12, 43 through 45. And we're in here. A coach and them was speaking about fasting, and this is the power of it, and this is the purpose of it. We have to be in spiritual warfare because the evil ruach codes from the beginning of time is out here jumping from person to person, right? Creating wickedness. And that's why you gotta guard your gates, your ears, your mouth, and your mind, because your eyes, because they're trying to taint your thinking. Matthew chapter 12 at 43, and it reads, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man. So where does this unclean spirit originate? It originated in the beginning when the Nephilim, when the fallen watchers slept with the women, and bred the giants, and the giant spirit came out of that body. So now we got an unclean spirit. So these is ancient spirits. That's another thing y'all gotta know that you're dealing with. You're dealing with ancient spirits. So you think you're so big and smart and bad that you could just deal with these demons just easily. These demons is ancient.
Ancient. And they know the word.
They was hearing them, they seen this stuff happen. They seen all of this happen. They know the truth, really.
Go back to when Solomon was building the temple. It was one demon that was talking his talk.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Man, you said you only gonna be king for so long.
I done seen this too many times.
I said you gonna be king for so long,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you're not king no more,
We'll have a
we gonna be back running this show."
mm-hmm.
And that's what's
That's what happened.
that's what's happening.
So that's why it says this. It says at verse 44. Oh, let's do 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Because I already told you, you're never gonna find no rest, evil spirit.
No rest for the wicked.
No rest for the wicked. But you're gonna go and look. It says, then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. I'm gonna go back to the last body I was just in. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. She said, wait a minute. Somebody been fasting and praying.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I don't even have no space. It's too clean. I got to have a dirty environment to dwell in.
Why we tell y'all to clean y'all room?
That's not necessary.
We tell y'all to clean your bodies, brush your teeth.
You don't have that order.
Yeah, but all these things that you do, if you keep it clean, the evil spirit is not going to reside there. If we tell y'all you are clean, you have less to clean if you clean as you go.
Mm-hmm.
You see trash on the floor, go ahead and pick it up, throw it away. The bathroom's a mess, go ahead and tidy up real quick because we all use the bathroom. So the more that you clean up as you go, the less cleaning you'll have to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when a demon is coming to look to see, these walls are see through there.
Yeah.
So they can see how you live. Oh, this house is perfect. Look, it's chaos over here. It's chaos over there. Oh, that's my demon over there.
Let me go over here.
Man, this house is cracking.
Yeah. Oh, he's into addiction, and I'm into lying, man. Hey.
Get right in. This is why it's so hard for demons to flee when people are living in a dirty house or your temple is dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So if the whole house is dirty, more of them are gonna come.
Yeah.
And the less it's dirty, the less come.
Correct. But you gotta do both. You gotta be in this Bible, in this book, and you also got to practice what you read.
Mm-hmm.
So script is telling you to be clean, be perfect, then your house should resemble that to the best of your ability. So, life be life, and you gotta get back on the ball. Come on.
Correct. All praises. All right, so once he says he's gonna return to his house where he last came, it says, and when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be unto this wicked generation. So he said, have you ever been on a diet and you say, I'm gonna go on diet for 3 weeks? I ain't gonna eat no junk. I ain't gonna eat none of that. And you say, man, my cravings is gone. Man, good. You know what I'm saying? I'm back healthy. I'm in the gym. I'm working out. Then lost some weight. Then that craving come get on you. Man, I sure haven't had no Donatos pizza in a couple of weeks.
Just drop past and that stuff just come hit you in your nose. Through the window.
So want one for some reason.
Yeah.
Just don't have it. Then I go, I said, man, look, I ain't had no junk food in a month. Let me get an extra large.
Yeah.
And you say, man, I wasn't even eating no large. I used to go and get a little personal pan. But see, the last state of what it say? It said in verse 45. Then goeth he and taketh with him 7 other spirits more wicked. See, he didn't went and anteed up and got more stronger spirits. And if they enter, he said, and they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of the man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be unto this wicked generation. So he's saying, man, look, you can even clean yourself up, but you gotta stay on guard.
It pissed them off.
Mm-hmm.
It pissed the demon off. Made him mad. Oh, nah, nigga. Been with you 20 years. You ain't like this.
You like you ain't that easy.
Hold on. Got your address.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the other command of the wicked.
I need help.
Man, this dude was on cocaine 15, 20 years. His house is clean. I need some help. Oh, yeah. Oh, that ain't nothing.
Take 6 more. This 6 of my finest damnable doctrines.
Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, niggas that you used to run with pop up. Females used to run with pop up.
Oh, here's 7 of my fault. 7 of the spirits more wicked than him. So it's 8 of them coming at your door.
Yeah. And it's gonna be 8 times, 10 times harder to get them out.
So now you see where your craving come back so hard for. Now you see where your addiction come back so hard for. It's not the person. It's what's driving that person. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we are here fighting against. And as we are saying with excommunicado, the fallen Malachim have been excommunicated from the Shamayim places. Yeah, you know, the Most High deal with all his creation how he wants, but they don't have no free reign like they was created with. They was created in decency and in order, and they swapped that out to be low vibrating and demonic. So that's what we wanted to really come to y'all with is the order of this thing, right? We've been really showing the order, and we've been looking and seeing the order of the Most High, right? We got the man, the woman, and the children. That's the family balance. We got the Mashiach who we look to, and the Mashiach look to the Father, and they are the order in the Shamayim who have created different species of creatures, different heavenly Malachim. But even with that, there's an order. You got the Seraphim, you got the Cherubim, you got the Archangels, you got all these different entities that have different purposes, and everything should be doing its job. As a human being, what is our purpose? Our purpose, if we go to Ecclesiastes 12, then we can end it here. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
What we got it here, huh?
Yup, we got 12 and 13. We got to let them know. What is the purpose of man? And that'll just really put everything in perspective. Because, you know, you hear people talking about my truth. I had to tell you my truth. Right? Well, what about his truth? How can you have a truth if the Most High is the truth?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I don't want to hear your truth. I want to hear the Most High's truth. I want to hear the Ruach HaKodesh. We're in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 at verse 13. And it reads, you want to read it, or you were supposed to read something today? Why don't you finish us off? Finish us off. I was supposed to choose one for you, so. And we'll let Aria read us out. So this will let us know how to protect ourselves from demonic influence. This verse right here lets us know the purpose of the Mashiach. It lets us know a lot in this verse, but you want to read it loud for us? All right, it's all you.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God
Hold on.
and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of men. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whatever it be evil.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All praises to the Most High, and that sums it up right there. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. So we seen what the purpose of the Malakim was. It sure wasn't to come down here and procreate. But what's the duty of man? To fear Elohim and keep his commandments. That's the whole duty of man. So if you do that, coupled with meditating on his word day or night, fasting and praying, staying away from evil, wicked people, disconnecting yourself with those who are scoffers, those who walk in the way of unrighteous, right? Then you're doing the whole duty of man, and then you'll be protected from evil Ruach Code, and you will be operating in the order of the Most High properly. So by doing this, we could say that we're righteous. And with that, we say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We say thank you all for tuning in to another episode, another Shabbat. We say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Praise the Most High Yahuwah.
Yes,
Shalom.